Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time. Every year, there is articles everywhere around Halloween time about what to be afraid of this year in your children's Halloween candy. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to go through a couple of different years of different situations that have happened that have caused this fear, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you a real life story of a candy killing. So stick around for that. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and happy Halloween. So once again, I'm doing this kind of from the side here because this is the only setup I have right now. Let's talk candy contamination, myths, and legends. So if you are a parent or even have any type of social media, especially Facebook is where I've seen these articles surfacing, and it's been the last couple years, but this year has been really bad, talking about THC laced candy, edibles. Basically what the media is saying, or these articles, I can't even say this is the media, or that this is coming from any type of reputable source, but the news does report on these things sometimes, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Basically they're saying, watch out for the crazy person next door who's going to give your children free edibles. Now, anybody who knows anything about, first of all, let's just talk marijuana products for a second. First of all, they're expensive. That's my biggest thing. So I don't exactly know what person who uses any cannabis product is going to want to give it out for free to your child. Now, if that were to happen, yes, it is wrong. No, it is not harmful. You cannot overdose on cannabis. So for that to be the big scare tactic the past couple of years is absolutely ridiculous. Now, let's just talk about where these whole Candyman stories started. There has been myths, legends, and scenarios that have happened all the way through history. Chicago 1982 had multiple deaths related to cyanide poisoned Tylenol weeks before Halloween. Now this sent the city into panic, right? And everyone's like, ooh, the sadist next door is going to, cyanide poison all our children. Well, that's just not true. They're taking things, for example, right now, people are dying with black market, by the way. If you guys want me to talk about the THC vape cartridge rumors, let me know, because it is a topic that I would like to talk about and kind of inform people about that are not aware. These are black market things that are not going through the correct, that's how people are dying. So with this happening right now, everyone is like, oh my god, somebody's gonna give my kid weed and it's gonna kill them. Like, no. So that's basically what happened in Chicago in 1982, is everyone was freaking out. I do just want to say, do I think you should be smart and not just let your kids loose with their candy? Yes, you have to always take precaution with any situation. But do I think that somebody is going to give your kids weed? No. Any weed product? No. I really cannot imagine. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, I'm going to talk about an actual candy-laced killing. Now, hold on to your seats with me here, because there is a twist. Before I tell this story, I do want to look into the camera and say, no disrespect to the victim or the victim's family. This is tragic, and I'm not making light of the situation at all. I do actually want to educate and use this story to actually prove the point of the Candyman killings, the laced candy. They're not real. They're not strangers. So now that that has been said, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about 8-year-old Timothy. So 1974 is Halloween night, and little Timothy is getting ready to go trick-or-treating with his father, I believe it was his younger sister, father, and neighbors with the neighbors' children are going out and are going to go trick-or-treating. Now, they're just doing their normal night, they're living their life, and they come up to a house that seems to have their lights off and nobody's home. They stand there and they knock. There's no answer, but they still wait around for a second. All the children, including Timothy, walk away with the neighbor, but Timothy's father decides to go back and try just one more time. Lo and behold, when the father goes by himself, a man comes to the door and hands him these giant-sized pixie sticks. So he's like, score. He goes to the kids and is like, you guys, you gotta check this out. This guy, he came to the door like, I got these giant pixie sticks. Who wants one? He gives one to each child, including the neighbor's kids. They all get this giant pixie stick. They go on about their night and finish off their trick-or-treating. Now, when they arrive home, of course the kids want to eat their candy, right? Like, you know, you get however many pieces of candy. So Daddy here, Timothy's father, told him and the younger sibling that you can each pick one piece of candy. I'm just fact-checking myself here. Timothy did not pick out the candy. The father actually picked it out for Timothy. Keep that in mind. Dramatic foreshadowing. Timothy chooses a pixie stick. His sister chooses to eat something else. When he opens it up, he appears to be having some trouble. As the story tells, the father actually helps him because some of it seems to be clumped and stuck. Dramatic foreshadowing. And almost immediately after consuming this pixie stick, Timothy begins violently throwing up. Basically just everything is just coming back out. His body is completely rejecting. Again, to intervene myself, he begins vomiting and actually convulsing. So the father goes up there because he hears Timothy fall to the ground. He goes to the bathroom to help him, and Timothy goes limp in the father's arms. It is unclear who called 911, but 911 was called and paramedics did arrive, but Timothy unfortunately passed away before he arrived at the hospital. Poor Timothy does pass away. He does not make it. The cause of death is ruled cyanide poisoning. Immediately, an investigation does begin, and when the father is asked where he got the pixie sticks from, at first, when he's asked where he got them, he was like, I don't know, it was just from some house, like, I really can't remember, but what I can tell you is it was a man, and he had hairy arms. Basically is what he said. Like, how can you not remember the vicinity of what you were trick-or-treating in? Like, you don't cover that large of a area. So basically, long story short, the cops figured out that it was crap. He had purchased cyanide from somewhere recently after, you know, they go through their big investigation. And in the end, Timothy's father is convicted of his murder, which is tragic. With saying that, that debunks the Candyman myths. They actually call him the trick-or-treat murderer or the Candyman. But it was his own son. How sad. But it wasn't a random killing. And could you imagine being that little girl, like, surviving that just because you didn't want to eat a pixie stick? And it ends up being your dad. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope these stories help shed some light on the fear around Halloween candy. Do always be safe, be smart. If something doesn't look right, don't eat it. Subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment on this video. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, happy Halloween!